cash walk through the cash walk. Hey, I'm leaving flaming footprints on the asphalt. Pop your collar, twist your wrist, do the cash walk. I'm dropping dollars while you're wishing on a scratch off. My hollow mama list, she just hit the jackpot. I'm leaving flaming footprints on the asphalt. Pop your collar, twist your wrist, do the cash walk. I'm dropping dollars while you're wishing on a scratch off. My hollow mama list, she just hit the jackpot. I'm leaving flaming footprints on the asphalt. Pop your
The minor details. We're on episode 38 already. I want to introduce my co-host, a dose of Angela. Angela, the Italian princess. Welcome, Angela.
Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing?
She wasn't hearing me, so I'm hoping you hear me now, Angela.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, and we want to introduce Father Sean. Welcome, Father Sean. He's going to tell us some scary stories today, some paranormal stories, and we can't wait. And I'm going to say this to my audience out there. The demons are already attacking us because they're attacking our Wi-Fi. Sean's in and out, so we got to bear with it. Right, Sean?
I'm going to test you guys on your prowess on how to recognize true paranormal activity. Are you ready? There is some paranormal activity going on right now. I want you guys to look close and see if you can pick it up. Do you guys see it?
No.
You don't see it?
Is it behind me?
It's right here. This cold sore on my lip. Am I still in high school or what? Who gets cold sores anymore?
I didn't even notice it, Sean. I didn't even notice it.
I didn't notice it either.
This morning to go trim my beard a little bit and get ready for the show, and I see this cold sore. I'm like, what? Who gets cold sores anymore? I go nowhere, you know.
That's
whatever.
funny.
It is what
This
it is.
room is like haunted, so I thought he saw something behind me.
It might be
followers.
Happy Halloween Eve to all of you guys, and I'm excited, man. Thanks for inviting me. And you know me, you can ask me anything you want to ask me. And I do have something that I want to just get out of the way right at the beginning, so we can just move on beyond it. Okay. Someone very close to Pete, your other co-host, reached out to me, and he confided in me about something. He said, not to mention his name, so I'm not, but I think I can share it.
Okay.
He said the real reason why Pete wasn't here tonight, he's just scared.
Wait, is that the truth?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Honestly, I thought you were serious because me and Angela thought the same thing.
I thought the same thing. I really thought maybe he was scared, and I was like, maybe he's kind of scared. I get it.
I'm so used to people being scared to want to hang out with me. This is great to have you two here. And Angela, being Danny's new co-host, I just want to say I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't pick on her so much, Danny.
Yeah, he gives me a hard time. He really does.
Sean, she's just never ready. She's just never ready. She's always last minute, never ready, never on time, ever. She stresses me out.
I'm not going to comment because I know my wife's probably watching, so I'm not going to comment.
Okay.
I'm just going to let that one go.
Women were put on this earth to stress men out.
True.
No comment.
Listen, Sean is not afraid of demons or anything, exorcisms, but he's afraid of his wife. I can see it already. Am I right, Sean?
Well, the success to every marriage, we've been married for 23 years. So, when we met each other, we were on a blind date, but we didn't know it. Neither one of us knew it. And we just hit it off, and the rest is history. Everybody said it'll never last. And 20 years later, but the key to success, all you men out there that are thinking about getting married or just newlyweds or just into a very young marriage, the success is you just got to bite the bullet and realize you are not the boss, and they're the ones that are in control, and just go with it, man. As you let that go and just you buy into all that, life is so much easier. There is something really true to happy wife, happy life. And I'm not trying to be sexist or weird or anything, but it's true, man. They are the homemakers. They are the ones that they're your best friend, your biggest supporter. They're the ones that truly, truly love you more than anybody else, except for immediate family, blood. But and so they need that. You need to just hand the keys to the car over to them, and it is what it is.
I like him a lot. I like you a lot. You are a smart man.
But like I said, we are having some Wi-Fi problems. But Sean said that every time he does something like this, sometimes the demons do this. They have trouble with the Wi-Fi. So we're going to deal with it today. Sean, we can hear you fine. It's just buzzing a little bit, but everything else is good. But I want to tell people how I met you, Sean. Okay?
Okay.
So we talk about that?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I got contacted by an entertainment agent. They wanted us to get together with Sean. We talked about having a reality show with Sean, me and Sean doing paranormal stuff. So I had to meet Sean at this restaurant. And the people that were showing me that I was going to meet Sean, they were scared of Sean. So they warned me, hey, we want to warn you, demons might attach to you. You're going to get sick while you're talking to them. You're going to feel faint. You're going to feel lightheaded. You're going to feel sick to your stomach. And they're like, we get scared when we meet with him. So if you don't want to meet with him, we understand. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. So me and Sean hit it off right away. We were like best friends right away. I was not scared at all. He did bless me when I met him. And he gave me 3 medals, and I have the medals right here. So that's how I met Sean.
True story. And
Yeah.
even that night, if you remember, even that night, and it was the second, third time I had met in person with the other two gentlemen. They were from CBS, local station here, the CBS affiliate. And even that third time, every single time they met with me, they had issues, feeling ill, just feeling as though, they were being watched and all paranoid and nervous. So every time I met with them, I tried to, be a little more low key, not so in their face with, repent now or the end is near or demons are going to take you to hell. Not so much of that stuff, and just trying to, just be me and be relaxed and try and get them to relax. But they even had issues that day. If you remember, one of the gentlemen did get ill again. He gets ill every time he's around me.
Yes.
And the other man said that he had some weird issues. The last time the three of us met, isn't it weird how it was right around Halloween?
Yeah,
And I think the other gentleman who didn't get sick had a lot of weird stuff happen in his home right around Halloween.
right.
And that had never happened before. So I always know going in that I'm going to get calls from them afterwards. And then I have to send them extra holy water and holy oil and more medals and add them to the prayer list. And maybe the following morning do a mass for them where I mention them in the mass and offer up blessings for them. It is what it is. If you're, very sensitive to that stuff, it can affect you. Just being around people that are battle things all the time. There is a little bit of a residual funk around that just kind of lingers, So, and I think that first time that we met, you had some issues too, where you got in your car and had this overwhelming aroma of like flowers and being in a field and stuff. And so that was,
Sean, I
I found
really
that
did.
interesting.
And I'll get this. After I met with Sean, guys, I got in my car. And I'm driving home, and it smelled like a florist in my car. And I'm like, what in the hell? And then it hit me. I'm thinking, was that because I just met with the Exorcist? I mean, that's what I said to myself. And then I went live on TikTok when I got back, and I explained to everybody on my live that I met with you. So I told everybody that I smelled flowers. So that's why Angela's laughing. She remembers it.
Oh, no. I remember a group message before he got in the car. And then when he got in the car, he was like, oh my God, I smell like something's coming out of the vents. Like he was hyperventilating, having an anxiety
Wow.
attack. Like
Wow.
he thought that there was a demon in the car with him. And we had to like talk him through this. Like, and I mean, it was a long ride home. Let me just tell you, long ride home.
I'm
And
sorry,
then he went
Danny.
live afterwards. So
But
we
you know
had the
what? I
whole
was
thing.
thinking that's my protection, right? That smell of flowers was my protection.
Absolutely. Do you have any loved ones that have recently, at that time that we met, had recently passed or had passed not too long ago that you were close with?
Yeah, my mother. That was probably my mother. Probably passed like months before that. I'm thinking.
She was right there with you then.
Yeah.
I strongly feel that, and you probably have some residual funk off of me that was trying to you, and your mom's there. It ain't happening. Drive home, son. You're up. It ain't happening. And she was right there with you. I have no doubt.
Sean, you know what? Before we get into your exorcisms, I just got to ask you this, and I've asked you this before, but it's gotten to the point that it's crazy right now. You got that three-eye atlas. People are seeing stuff in the skies. Sean, I'm going to tell you what I think people are seeing in the skies. I think they're seeing spirits. I don't think we're seeing aliens. What do you think?
You know, somebody that really knew the truth told me the truth.
Okay.
If I didn't already believe that, I would go. I would accept it because I learned a long time ago that, um, you know, I, just when I've seen it all and experienced it all, something happens that I have never seen before or experienced before.
Right.
So I don't know. I do know one thing I say this all the time live on air, and I tell people this all the time. I'm not gonna. It's not end times.
Okay.
You're not gonna catch me on the side of the road, big sign that says "Repent now, the end is near," hitting people with my Bible and yelling and screaming. I'm not that kind of guy.
Okay.
But I do believe that for whatever reason, and for lack of a better description, I'm going to call it the veil. For whatever reason, the veil between the two worlds is as thin as I've seen it in my lifetime, and I've been on the face of this earth for 65 years.
You
It's
look good
just
for
really
65, Sean, doesn't
You're
he?
65?
Yes.
well, Danny knows this already. It's the hair color and beard color. If I didn't color my hair a little bit in my beard, and I'll give a shout out, be my sponsor. Just control shampoo, after the gray, and just for men beard. If I didn't use that stuff, it would. I'm telling you, honest, my lips to God, I would look like Santa Claus. And
Like me.
I mean, it's not a bad look for an exorcist, but I still feel like that guy back, like when I was in the Navy or right after the Navy. I'm not going to go all the way to high school times. I feel like that guy. And when I look in the mirrors, I don't dislike what I see, but I somewhat feel like a game. But I think, if you feel you look good, kind of go together. And
Right.
right now, kind of not ready to just let it go and be Santa. I'm just not. For reason I'm not ready to be Santa yet.
I hear you.
I
But
mean, it's another gig.
yeah, there you go. And my wife jokes around all the time. She goes, "If you had like every Christmas," she says to me, especially if we're a little on funds, she goes, honey, 2 or 3 months ago, if you just decided stop coloring your hair and your beard, right now you could be getting Santa gigs.
Yes, at the mall.
Just for Christmas, and then go back to coloring your hair for 8 months. But you should Christmas. You should plan. You're gonna do the Santa thing. It is what it is. But I don't think we're in end times. But right now, everybody is squatchers. I love the Sasquatch guys. Love them. And these Sasquatch out to me and say, never in all my years I've been this thing down has been like it is now, where I go, and now I'm seeing UFOs and I'm ghosts and I'm seeing shadow figures and I'm dog man and Bigfoot. I get that from the guys that have no reason to call me up privately and tell me that.
Right.
They have nothing to gain by that.
Right.
Those guys saying, and you can, it's all over the place. And back in the day, we say, okay, the next 100 cases, it's going to be mixed 50, 75, 25, 75 just human spirits, family,
Right.
or somebody moved into a haunted home, it's the previous owner.
Right.
And then the 25%, something much darker and more malevolent, God forbid, demonic. But now it's easily 50-50, or maybe even more the other way, where the case they're all dark and they're all over the place with
Right.
what people are experiencing. So it's just there's a lot of weirdness in the world right now, and evil is like a cancer, and once it gets a foothold, it starts to spread like a cancer, and you can just see. I mean, we've always had bad things going on in the world, but right now, in my humble opinion, it's off the charts. I mean, come on, man. You just turn on the TV, what's the first thing you see? The evil that people are doing to one another, and the ugliness and the hatred and the anger that's
Right.
it's just bad right now.
Right. I agree with you, man. I totally agree with you.
So if we find out it is what you say, Danny, just ghosts, that's fine. I think it's
Right.
a lot more than that. I think the veil between the two worlds is real thin right now, and you've got to everything's acting up.
Yeah, Sean, what I was saying was there's a lot of people on TikTok saying what you're saying. A lot of people are saying this is end times. You know, they're saying any day now it's the end times. There's signs in the sky. The skies are looking different. I mean, if you remember a month ago, we had a lightning storm in Vegas like I never seen before in my life. Did you see that lightning storm we had about a month ago?
How long have you lived out here, Danny?
10 years, but I never seen anything like that.
I've been here. Oh gosh, I moved here right after I got out of the Navy when I was 30, so I've been here a long time, and I've seen them at least as bad. A couple of times, maybe a little worse, but I'm with you on that one. That one night that you sent me a message, say, are you getting this? Yeah, that was off the charts, but I've seen pretty bad before. But that night, I was even out feeding my cats, and I rushed. You know, you hear that saying that people in the Midwest will tell you if you hear thunder, you should decide, even if you don't
Right.
lightning. And I couldn't help but feel that way. But it's early evening, come after dark. I'm out there feeding my outdoor cats, and it was bad enough to where I was a little concerned. I up and came in, and I think we had a couple of moments where we lost power here in the home, which usually doesn't happen. So yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Sean, like the sky's been beautiful, but if you go on TikTok, people are posting stuff they're seeing in the sky. They're like, honestly, they look like orbs that turn into angels. I mean, it's crazy. And I just saw an orb for the first time the other day, okay? And then it was actually going through a parking lot, and I looked at it. When I looked at it, it went away. It just went away. It was just like a ball going through a parking lot. This happened to me 4 days ago. I mean, it
What,
was crazy.
what was the weather like at that on during that time?
It was nice. It was nighttime though, but it was nice. It was maybe 70 degrees, no wind.
Because I had that happens to me a lot. But I remember one
That's,
time talking to a guy that was an expert. He was like a meteorologist, and he told me that sometimes you get a phenomena that he called me a ghostbuster. No, I'm not anymore. But he says you ghostbusters mistake orbs all the time for a ball lightning. Like, okay, not when I've never had ball lightning appear when I ask it to appear, and then behave in an intelligent way. But okay, and maybe I have. I'm the first one to admit that I've been tricked a lot. When I think it's a ghost, it's a demon. I think it's a demon, it's a ghost. I've many times mistaken things, and so I probably have thought ball lightning, if I've witnessed it, might have been paranormal, and it was just ball lightning. I'll give them that because it exists, but I think you probably really saw an orb.
yeah, and I'll tell you what, there's people have been seeing them all over. There's this guy on TikTok. He calls himself Skyman. He calls them in. He said it's been happening on his property for 10 years. He puts his camera on and he calls them in and they come in. It's insane. It's either great AI that he's doing or it's real. And to me, it
No,
looks real.
I think it's real because Danny sends them to me too, and I usually I don't see stuff, but like I'm very like spiritual in a way, like where I see stuff before it happens, kind of thing. But with that stuff, like I actually kind of believe that, but I don't know what it is. I just know that it's definitely something that's not AI. And another question: can you actually see when things are attached, like a demon's attached to my mom?
You being the closest to her, you would probably sense it more than see it.
Yeah.
And when I think in terms of seeing, it's usually in behavior. You'll see if there's something seriously.
Oh, we lost Sean.
We lost
the,
him.
the demons took him out. The devil took him out.
Oh God. It's because I mentioned the demon that's attached to my mom. And they took him out.
Listen, here he comes. He's coming back. He's coming
Okay.
back.
I'm back.
Sean, the
You
demons
guys
got
back?
ya. They got ya.
Yeah.
See, right when I'm about to start talking about it,
Yes.
you would see the change, the difference.
Oh, I see the difference.
And it's subtle. It's subtle in weird things like you'll notice they start bathing less. Their personal hygiene's usually the first to go. You'll notice, I know my mom is never, sometimes in the morning especially, doesn't always have minty fresh breath, but her breath now is like a garbage can, and that could be it. Mom, how's your teeth feeling? Do you have a rotten tooth or a broken tooth, or do you need to go to the dentist? And if she's got no oral issues.
Oh, we lost him again. That's crazy. Listen, this happened to me.
Talking about him.
Listen, last time I had him on the show, the same stuff
thing
happened.
I remember.
Same exact thing happened. Yes. I think it's because every time he talks about this, the demons do mess with him. I swear to God, Sean, you're showing us it.
Yeah, we're gonna battle through this because they're really trying. It's like a meat locker in my room right now, and that just happened. So, and I live in a haunted house. Just for people that don't know me that well.
Oh
So,
yeah, listen, Sean.
Mine is too.
Cold.
They don't want to. They don't want us to have this conversation, but we'll battle through it. Every time they kick me out of here, I'll keep coming back in.
All right, Sean. Listen. Before we get into exorcisms,
wait,
let me ask you this:
my demons and his are trying to connect. Like the
yes.
ghost from here and the ghost from here. So that's why it keeps getting disconnected. Maybe they're trying to like connect through the phone.
Bring that up. I still to this day hear from this guy reached out to me many years ago, and he says, I'm a paranormal investigator, just started doing it, and I just think it's really cool. I don't want to be on a TV show or anything, but I just think it's really cool. So, I go to these haunted places, and I have a problem right now. I go, what's your problem? He goes, well, I have the ghost of a former wife from a previous life who's been attached to me ever since birth. And she's still with me, and she goes ghost hunting with me, and we went to this place, and she's a bit of a floozy. And she went to this place, and she started flirting with the spirit of this old ghost miner. And she invited the ghost miner back. So we get home, and now this ghost miner is jealous of me and wants her all to himself, and he's attacking me. I need you to come over and get this ghost miner out of the house. Well, I told him, well, it's not going to work that way. If I come over, everybody's got to go. He goes, well, you can't get rid of my previous wife from a previous life because she's been with me all my life, and I don't want her to go. I'm all, well, then I can't come over because that's going to happen. I got to clean house. You're having some issues, and it's just not healthy. Right. So I still hear from that guy, and I just told him I really honestly don't think it's the spirit. I believe you have an attachment, and over the years it's gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. He's already admitted to me it affects his personal relationship. It affects his jobs. It affects all kinds of aspects of his life. I said, this thing is probably not the ghost of the spirit of a former wife from a previous life. And what she attracted home is probably not just the ghost of an old curmudgeon miner. So you probably have some demonic activity going on. And so it's funny that Angela said that because
you just described my mom.
That reminded me of that story,
John, you just described my mom.
And it seems like the demons stopped attacking you because you sound great now.
Yeah.
Well, that one chance, the last moment that we that I got cut out of here and it got really cold in here, I just started. This is never far away, and I started flailing the holy water around, and it lightened up for a moment or two.
Yeah, you sound great. You sound totally different now. They stopped attacking. Stop attacking. Let us do the show.
Wait, can that fix my phone, the holy water? Because like mine's been acting up lately.
Well, I'm already gonna. Danny knows he's been on my prayer list for a long time. I'm going everybody that I talk to, and you can rest assured on this, Angela, that you will be added to my prayer list, and I'll start praying for you.
Thank you.
It helps. The power of prayer is a very real thing. I hope you're a little bit. I hope Danny doesn't get mad at me. You know, telling you this. Hopefully, he's already discussed this with you, but hopefully, you're into the paranormal enough to where Danny's planning a trip for us.
Are we going
Yes.
to Ohio? Is that what it is?
No, the one in Wisconsin.
You said Wisconsin, but you sent me a link to Ohio with the axes or something.
Where's the axe murder house? Is it Ohio or is it Wisconsin?
Villisca, I think it's Iowa.
Oh.
Isn't it
Oh,
Villisca,
maybe
Iowa?
it is. You know what, Sean? You're right. It's Iowa. We're both wrong, Angela.
Well, he sent me some random link about some axe murder guy or people they never caught, I don't think, is what I read, right? And they like murdered an entire family, and you could see in the kids' room, like the moms. I was like, wait, what? And like I did a little bit of reading on it because at first he told me it was Wisconsin. I'm like, this says like I thought it was Ohio, but because I thought it said something.
And it may
near
be Ohio,
Cleveland.
but I'm
It is,
wanting
I
to
think.
lean towards. I thought it was Iowa, but I could
think
be
it's
wrong.
Ohio because it said something about if you come in here, you have to go to the Cleveland airport, or another one would be like something like Kansas City, or I don't know what it said. Like it's almost sounded like Missouri. I don't know.
Very interesting. It could be Ohio then.
I don't know.
Guys,
I just want to make
wanted
sure we're all
tell you-
going to the same place. That's all.
Sean, I'm getting attacked by flies. I had
Oh,
two
wait.
flies just land on me.
Flies keep attacking him on the live.
Flies
I'm not
are
even
attacking
kidding.
me here while I'm sitting there. What is going on? Is this the
You know
Avenue
what
for
that
Horror?
means? Those are demons. Demon flies.
After the show, Danny, you might want to. Do you still have any smudging stuff that I've given you, or no?
Yes, I do.
Does he have a
Probably wanna
smudge
do
stick?
it.
Is that what you gave him?
I probably gave him some Palo Santo, some white sage, maybe some holy water, some holy oil, and maybe some blessed incense. He probably wants to get that going after the show.
I told him he used to like salt the what was it, like you have to Windex the windows and like salt the. He probably thought I was a witch after that, by the way. But I was like, you have to Windex all the windows, and then like I think you have to like put salt on the, what is it called, windowsills to like protect yourself. But you have to like is it smudging first? I can't remember. You smudge first.
Actually, I'm big on now. Ever since I became it started back when I was just an ordained deliverance minister, but especially since I became an ordained Catholic priest, I mainly my first go-to is blessed incenses like frankincense, myrrh, things of that nature.
Did you say Frankenstein?
Frankincense.
What's frankincense? That makes no sense. Literally.
It's a very.
Angela, you didn't go to Catholic school?
I did, but I made my confirmation, my communion, I did all that, and I did.
We're both Catholic too, Sean. We're both Catholic.
I don't remember.
I don't have any here. Oh, here's a small box. Here's a small box of frankincense.
Oh, I've seen that. Now I'm like a visual person. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Like the word.
I use that, and I use myrrh and sometimes spikenard or monastery incense. I bless it first, and then I burn that in. I carry this around on cases. It's a small incense censer with the handle, and you can just have your incense burning there. And go
I love the smell of that.
That's what I do. But sometimes I go to places like even my wife. The day that I'm going to bless and cleanse my home, which is like every week practically. I will wait till she leaves about 5 a.m. in the morning to go to work, and she's not back till probably 3 p.m. I mean, the second she's out the door, I have to start because that smell has to be really toned down by the time she gets home because incense makes her ill. But she can deal with the Palo Santo wood or the white sage or sweetgrass. She can handle all that stuff. She just can't really handle the blessed incense. Right. So I'm a when in Rome kind of guy. Sometimes I go over to somebody's home whose their ancestry is of indigenous Native American ancestry, and they're not too big on the incenses. They're more into the sage and the sweetgrass, and so sometimes that's it is what it is. Sometimes I'm not allowed to use any of it. Not only people are concerned that maybe there's smoke. When I sage and smudge, it's like downtown London at midnight. I get a lot of smoke in the place. So sometimes it sets off their alarms, or they'll be allergic to it and they don't want that smell in the house. So then I have to just do like you said, Angela. I bring a lot of blessed salt blends, and I'll do the windowsills and the ground of every door that leads outside. I'll sprinkle some on the people. And then I will usually leave them a container of it and say, I don't know how much salt you do use in your cooking, or how much you salt your food afterwards before you prepare it and before you eat it. But whenever you go to the salt, use the blessed salt. And even if it's to Danny, probably a big pasta guy being Italian, you go to start boiling your water before you put your pasta in, salt your water real good with the blessed salts. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I cook. He doesn't cook, and he doesn't like pasta, but he likes meatballs. But I
Yeah,
can.
whenever you would normally go to just regular salt, great. If you have a container of blessed salt handy, use the blessed salt.
So where do we get?
My blend has everything in it. It's got kosher salt in it, um, Dead Sea salt in it,
Oh yeah,
sea
that's good.
salt, pink Himalayan, and what else has it got in it? And kosher. So I've got a nice Exorcist blend of blessed salts in my containers that I send out to people in my house blessing kits. And I tell them, when you go to you keep it in your kitchen, and anything you would reach for normal salt for, use the blessed salt. You'll be amazed.
There's
So
not going to be
Sean,
like a demon coming out of the pot or something like steaming out of there, right?
You never know. If it does, then it's on its way,
listen, Sean, we got 29 minutes. We got to get into at least an exorcism or two. I know we were talking about the spirits in the sky. So, Sean, you become a priest, right? Could you tell us about your first exorcism? How about that one? That would be great. Wouldn't you want to hear that, Ange?
Tell you
How
what
he
I'll
got in
do.
his first one.
The first one would is it probably not, we probably don't have enough time for it, because it starts with a very scary case I worked with, where a young woman, a newlywed, was basically being raped by some unseen force right in front of her husband at night. And then
What?
when he tried to intervene, it would rape him. And they'd actually gone to the doctor, and she had
What?
vaginal tearing, he had rectal tearing. So I mean, it was serious. But this led to this thing
What?
following my wife and I home, and it lived in our house for about 2 months, and she was the ultimate target. And she survived the attack, but it left her with 3 very rare forms of cancer. And we fought that. I had to leave the field for several years just to concentrate on trying to help her survive this, because she wasn't meant to still be here. Thank you, Jesus, that she still is. But she had tongue cancer, throat cancer, medullary thyroid cancer, which spread to all sorts of lymph nodes in her neck. She had a feeding tube in for over a year. She went from like 130 pounds down to like 90. She wasn't supposed to still be here, man. She couldn't talk for over a year. So this was a very ugly situation, and that's a long story. But what I want people to get out of that brief little
Yeah.
excerpt that I threw out was, these things are very real. They can manipulate your health, they can manipulate your surroundings, the environment. They're very vengeful, and they can take you out. So, long story short, one night my wife was actually dying in bed. I knew I was going to wake up in the morning, she was going to be dead. I knew it. That's how bad this night was going for us. And I remembered something my mother did before I was born, before she was even conceived me. My father was dying of cephalitis and spinal meningitis right at the end of World War II, and he was on his deathbed. They had him strapped down to the bed. He was dying. My
Okay.
mom went to the nearby church on the base, the naval base, and I don't recommend people do this, but she made a deal with God, said, if you spare my husband's life, I will crawl on my hands and knees to church from now till I'm too old to be able to do it any longer, and I'll have another child. And she wasn't supposed to have any more children, because the birth of my second oldest sister um, was really, really rough, and she wasn't supposed to have any more children, but she said, I will. So she goes to the church. I mean, she goes back to the hospital. My dad miraculously wakes up from his coma, and there's no traces of the disease in him any longer. So she kept her bargain till she was too old to do it any longer. Every time she went to church, she did it on her hands and knees, and she had another child, da-da, yours truly. And so she always called me her miracle baby, and she said, "You're going to do something great for God one day." I don't know if she knew what that was, but it's weird how, not weird, God works in mysterious ways. I think I was already, before I was even conceived, this was my path.
Right.
Um, so um, she was dying, and I went to this all-night prayer chapel around the corner, and I did the same thing my mom did. I crawled on my hands and knees up to the altar, laid on the altar, threw myself at the mercy of the court, if you will, and I prayed to whoever would listen to me, please don't take my wife from me. She doesn't deserve this. I felt really guilty that I brought her into this whole biz. Um, so I now sense it's okay for me to go home, and I'm driving home. It's wee hours of the morning. I sneak into the house. It's dead quiet. I didn't worry about my wife because I knew she had two big mastiffs in bed with her. But I go in there and I can't even hear her breathing. And I crawl up to her real softly. I listen. She's still breathing. So I'm like, okay, she's still with us. My phone starts ringing.
Okay.
And I have caller ID and it says New York. I only know one person in New York, a guy I've known all my life, and he's dying from advanced colon cancer.
Jesus.
His name was Russ. Nicest guy you ever want to meet. Give you the shirt off his back. Take a bullet for you. He just was a diehard atheist. Diehard.
Right.
I think it's probably one of his family members telling me that he finally passed because I spoke to him about a week before. And he didn't sound good. I pick up the phone. It's my friend Russ, and he sounds great. I'm
Okay.
like, dude, what's good? You know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning here. He goes, I know. I just had to call you. I go, you had to call me. He goes, yeah. I go, are you okay? He goes, I'm doing never better. I'm like, okay. He said, I had to call you, and I'll try and get through this without getting emotional. He says, I
Okay.
just saw God, and God told me to call you and tell you that Sharon's going to live and that you need to get back to battling those responsible for her attack. And that changed my whole life around. And he didn't lie to me. Just hours later, he passed away. And I did. I got back. Sharon survived, and I got back into finishing my. At that time, I was just going on my way to becoming an ordained deliverance minister. But then everything fell into place after that. Me getting the show, meeting Bishop Long, getting into the seminary. Who enters the seminary at 65? I don't know who does that. And I was a terrible student anyhow. But I'm telling you guys, I completed about 6 years of seminary in 2.5 years because I lived in this office 24/7, and
Right.
just I channeled something, and it just pulled me through all the studies that fast, and the rest is history. Um,
Sean,
so
I just I want to track back to where you said that first one you did was the rape one with the entity raping the husband and the wife. You know, people probably chuckled when you said that, but there was a movie back in the 80s called The Entity, which is a true story. And she was being raped. She was a single mother, I believe, of two kids, and she was being raped nightly by this entity. They actually made a movie of this, and it was a true story. And one other thing, and then I'll let you respond, Sean. Tucker Carlson, you know who Tucker Carlson is, right?
yep.
He said that he's big into this UFOs and the sightings that he's seeing. He believes it's spirits too. And he talks about one night he was attacked in New York in a cabin by a demon. His family was there. His kids were there. He had scratches all over him. He said he was attacked in the middle of the night by a demon. That's what Tucker Carlson's saying.
That happens a lot. I know someone that said that something was sitting on their chest and then they woke up with like scratches and stuff, and I don't know. They don't even have a cat, so.
Do you remember that movie, The Entity, Sean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Who's the actress? I was in love with that actress. So
I
talented.
can't remember her name either.
So
She was like a big
well,
name actress.
not Margot Kidder.
I don't know.
I forget who. I love that actress. The book is even scarier. I've read the book. The book's even scarier. And a lot of people don't know that. Even after that book was written, she moved, I think, to Texas from where she was at. And for many, many years after that, it continued to happen to her. So it didn't stop when they had that incident at the college where they did the experiment, tried to capture and
Yes.
freeze the thing. Her attacks continued on for a long time. So yeah, it's that was a very, very
I,
scary.
I'll tell you, when you hear Tucker Carlson talk about this, Sean, because you're talking about one of the top reporters, one of the top like news guys out there, the podcasters. You know, Tucker Carlson's been number one for 25 years. Okay, but when he talks about demons and being attacked, I mean, this guy's not going to make this story up and ruin his reputation.
Right.
So I truly believe it happened to him. I really do.
I believe it was probably sent on him. It was probably conjured and sent on to him by people that hated him who were into the black magic. That's what I feel because of the things he talked about and what he was up against and what he was preaching politically and religiously. I believe it was sent upon him. It
Right.
didn't just happen. It was people sent that to him.
He
Like
said
a
in an
message.
interview he still has scars from it. Like he actually, you could still see it from where this demon attacked him. I mean, that's scary stuff. I mean, it really is. And I agree with you, Sean. I feel the veil is coming off. I was telling Angela the other day, and people were saying this on TikTok, like they're walking down the street and they feel like they saw something out of the corner of their eyes going. And I'll tell you, that's happened to me in the last month. I mean, I
told
just
him
feel
it's real.
something's going on.
I said, when you, the peripheral, what's it called? Peripheral
Vision. Yeah.
Okay. I told him that is real. When you think that you see something in the corner of your eye, you really do. But I honestly think that it's like in a different like type of frequency type thing, like a different, I don't know how to explain it, like a spirit or something.
And I'm going to tell you this, guys. For the first half hour of this show, we could barely hear Sean. He throws the blessing water, the blessing, what do you call that?
Holy water.
Holy water. The holy water. And now look at, he's been fine ever since. It's so
You
weird.
couldn't really hear his voice.
This was full.
Yeah.
This was full when I started flailing it around. Now it's down to here.
I mean, we couldn't hear him at all the first 25 minutes. And then he throws that, we can hear him no problem. It's crazy.
Oh my God. Is this going to happen at the house we go to? Because I'm totally down for that.
I am
so
totally down for that. Sean's down for it too.
I
I'm going
love
to get our
paranormal
CBS
stuff.
News guys.
You know what's funny? I'm not going to say the names of the places, but I've been asked to come to a couple of locations, and I learned real quick that sometimes I just have to pretend I'm just a regular guy who likes to go on paranormal investigations, and I'm there just to observe and see what I see and feel what I feel. If people know what I do, a lot of these places, they make their money off of their house being allegedly infested with spirit and all the things that people are going to experience when they're there. They don't want somebody coming in that's going to probably shoo them away. And even if I don't come in there with the intent to bless and cleanse and exorcise the property, if I am truly there just to observe, even my presence sometimes can work both ways. Sometimes it can be the reason why I don't get into religious provocation is just sometimes my presence is provocation enough and these things will lash out. But sometimes it's the reverse effect. Just my presence will get them to go, I don't even want to deal with this guy, and they're gone. So a lot of places won't, if they knew who I am and what I do, a lot of them won't let me even come in there. So I'll probably have to go by my stage name and
I was going to say an alias name of some sort.
and come into the Villisca Axe murder house and under an alias because the guy may not want me in there overnight. But if we're just careful and you don't do any religious provocation and you respect the location, respect the spirits, and behave yourself and don't try and get them to, you can just imagine if the place is truly infested with spirit, especially the ghosts of the family that was murdered and even the murderer, you can imagine how many circus tricks they've been asked to perform over many, many years by people that have come in there and said, knock on the wall, roll the ball, blow out the candle, ring the bell. And they get tired of that. They're just people without a body any longer. They get tired of that stuff. So if we go in there and we respect the location and respect the spirits and behave ourselves and we're there just to maybe communicate and experience whatever we're going to experience, I think we'll be okay.
So what can we do there? Like, what do you think we can do there that will like give us something or like give, the audience something, like if we want to like go live from there or.
Well, I've always said that it's inappropriate for me to conduct a seance as a Catholic priest, but I can be present and observe, start learning how to properly do conduct a seance, Angela, and then you can conduct.
I'm a little scared about that.
Well, my cousin, like, I grew up, like, my cousin went from, like, Roman Catholic to, like, what is it called? Like, paganism, or she's
Yeah.
Wiccan, however you say that. I don't know. So she used to give me some books and stuff, and I used to, like, go through it because I'm, like I said, I, like, see stuff before it happens, and I always thought it was weird. Like, I have dreams and stuff too. Like, it's bad. But it happens more when I'm, like, spending a lot more time by myself. Like, if I have, like, a couple hours to myself, it's everything just comes flooding in. Like, I start getting all these, like, this is about to happen, or like I see it before it happens. I'm like, no, don't think like that. And then it does. I'm like, okay, maybe I should have warned them, but you never know because you don't want to sound nuts. But now my friends know, they just call me witch.
Well, you're probably very psychically gifted. On what level is probably yet to be seen or determined. But there's two ways. I mean, if we don't conjure spirit, we're okay. But I know many psychics that are truly gifted, who are Catholic even, and they fear God, they love God, and there's a way to. If the spirits are already there, you're not conjuring them. You're just conducting a seance to open up the lines of communication. So we could do that, and that always makes good TV, if for lack of a better description, and especially for Danny's show. And Danny will of course have to, be right in there and help you any way he can, and I will be an observer.
I think Danny's gonna be scared.
And listen to our audience really doesn't know. We are planning to go to this Idaho house, right? It's in Idaho. Is that where it is?
I think it's Ohio, guys.
Ohio,
Iowa,
or Idaho. I don't
Is
know.
it Iowa?
I think it's Iowa. But anyway, we're planning on going to this house. A whole family was murdered by a man with an axe. They never caught the guy. I believe it happened in the 20s or the 30s, long time ago. They never caught the guy, but they say the house is haunted. They rent the house for $600 for the night, and then we could do our paranormal stuff in it, and we want to do it. We're going to do it. So I just wanted to tell everybody what we're doing. But Sean, we got 13 minutes left. Could you tell us, like, one of your really crazy exorcism stories, so we have at least one real good one before we call it a night?
I'll give you one that actually happened many years ago on Halloween. How's that?
Okay, that's perfect. Halloween one.
Okay, and this has everything you'd want in a story. This is in this story. I remember a local man here in Las Vegas, a rich dude. He was down on his luck because it was like these things that were in his home, these demonic entities infesting his home, they had ruined everything. His kids became estranged and ran away from home. His wife divorced him. He was in and out of the hospital with these unexplainable illnesses that he couldn't fight off. He lost his company, went bankrupt, and so here he is, still in this huge mansion, but he's got all these cars out in his driveway and stuff. I come in there, and it didn't happen overnight, but after several visits, I was able to get these things to move on. And he was so grateful to me. He says, I would love to he goes, I know you don't charge for your ministry work, helping people with their paranormal issues, but I want to do something for you. He says, I'm that broke. I know it looks like I'm a millionaire. I'm about to get kicked out of this home, but I don't have any money. What can I do for you? And I told him, nothing. You just, promising you're going to start going to confession every week, back to mass, receiving communion every week is enough for me, and change your ways and your life will turn around. So he's all of a sudden goes, wait a minute. He tosses me these keys. He goes, take that car with you. It was meant to happen because, I only had one car at the time. I could have used another car. So it's a minivan. I take this car, and next thing I know, I just drive. I see this place. We'll buy cars, and I just drove right in there, and I took from them whatever they would give me for the car.
Right.
Didn't haggle. Whatever they thought the car was worth, and they probably lied to me. I just took that, put that into my for a rainy day fund paranormal account to help me pay for gas to get to the next case, or whatever I need to buy for a client.
Right.
So, and here it is. I've got a minivan at the time, and I meet this girl who she comes out here. She lives in LA. She comes out here on the weekends, and her husband doesn't know that when she comes out here, she's a prostitute. Okay. Beautiful young lady, great dancer, works they call them weekend warriors, works at a really expensive
Angela's looking shocked, Sean, but that happens in Vegas all the time.
So was she
Girls
working
from
at like the pink?
California are
Was it
prostitutes
the
in
Pink
Vegas
Pony
on the
Club?
weekends.
Was
Her
it the
husband,
Pink Pony Club?
I don't remember, but she would go to this club and dance. Great dancer, so she made a lot of money. And then if she met the right guy who had the right money, she would prostitute herself out. Well, she goes to another famous haunted location, and she happens to love the paranormal. She goes to this famous paranormal location out here, gets this attachment. She's told by friends, you need to reach out to this guy, meaning me. He'll help you with this attachment. So we met a few times, and I could tell the attachment really had its talons in her. I said, well, I got to get her to hallowed ground, and I'm just going to try and perform an exorcism on her. But I take her to the parking lot of this church, and I had made an appointment for her to go in and speak with this bishop at this church for him to put a blessing on her. She goes in there, she's back out in a few minutes, and the look on his face was like, I don't know. I've never seen that look on his face before. He couldn't even have her in his office because the attachment was that strong and starting to lash out because now it doesn't want to be in this church. She gets back in my car, and we're in the parking lot of this church, and I start performing this exorcism on him, and the demonic entity manifests through her to me. And I have never written down the conversation we had because I believe that wouldn't be appropriate, and probably bad things may happen from that because these types of memories hold energy. But I had a full-on conversation with this demonic entity through this woman. I continue on. I get this demon off of her, and she gets out of the car, and her whole life turned around. She went back, started her own real estate business, which is flourishing. Her marriage came back together, no issues, never came back to Vegas again to need to do those things anymore. But now my vehicle, I'm driving home from that exorcism, and I see, you open up the side doors on a minivan, there's a bench seat, and there's a little place you can squeeze through to a back bench seat.
Yeah.
I see in the back bench seat
Oh my
something
God.
sit up in my back seat as I'm driving, and I think it's the girl. I almost crash. It's not there. But now I can't drive. Something's trying to get the wheel for me to crash into everything. Oncoming traffic, off the curb. I couldn't even drive the car anymore. I left it where it was at. I called my wife and say, the car is staying here. This is where I'm at. The car, I'm not getting back in the car. The car staying where it's at. Well, you couldn't drive this car anymore. You couldn't do it. Was like Christine. The minivan version, if you can imagine this, of Christine.
I remember that movie, yeah.
So finally I got the car towed to my house, and I decided I'm going to donate it. But before I donate it, I'm going to have a conversation with the guy that wants to take the car, a mechanic. I called several mechanics. When I would sit down with them and say, listen, I'm donating this car to you, but you need to demolish it right away when you get it to your garage, and use the parts, the major parts for whatever, but you need to demolish this car and get rid of it. Don't fix it up and sell it. Why? Because, and I tell them the story, several mechanics who are going to be given this brand new minivan for free said, I don't want the car, and would just walk out of my house. I don't want the car. Keep it. I don't need the car that bad. I don't need that in my life. Finally, I find one guy that was brave enough to take it on, and he did just that. He didn't even give the parts. Didn't even want to take any of the parts out, but he had an arrangement where he was able to take it somewhere and just have it taken apart, demolished, and crushed into powder at some place, and just done. So these things have consequences, and they can manipulate the environment. They can attach to things and be so have such a grip on certain things that I don't have any magic powers. I don't walk into these cases and wave a magic wand and make it all better. I'm working cases that I've been on for years. And sometimes I work on a case in 24 hours, it's better. The one thing that has changed for me, I haven't done one exorcism since I became an ordained priest. I'll tell you why. Because God has made me a much better person at communicating to people what they need to do to turn their life around, because everybody has to realize you are the person that has the power to draw your line in the sand, make a stand, circle the wagon, and put up a fight of your life against these things and get them out of your life. Only you. So when you buy into that 100%, that's when you start to see results. And so that's what I want people to get out of that conversation. And I haven't had to do that any longer. I'm a much better communicator than I used to be. I will say mass for people after I talk to them. That helps.
Right.
And when they start doing what I tell them they need to do, I'm not trying to convert anybody, but when they do, when I figure out what it is you probably should be doing to turn this around, if they buy into me,
Right.
and that's a terrible way to say it, but if they buy into what I'm trying to sell them and they do that, I can't tell you a time when it hasn't worked. And usually the reasons why some of these cases that I'm working have been going on for years, the people, they don't buy in they just don't buy into it. And it can be really, really bad and they still don't buy into it. I have people that have had deaths in the family occur after I've gotten involved, and they blame me for that. And it's heartbreaking to have people, you know, um, feel that you're responsible. You know, things were bad, but they weren't that bad until you got here and started helping. Then they got really bad. Well, yeah, because now this thing needs to really fight back to keep from getting kicked to the curb, if you will.
Right.
So that's why things are getting bad. Plus, you're not doing what I asked you to do. I'm begging you to do what I'm asking you to do. And if it doesn't work, then you can move on to somebody else. I'll find other people that'll help you that maybe will help you. But if you don't do it, it's not going to help. And so there's a lot of sadness too that comes with doing this. Like I said, people that have known me all my life that love me don't want to hang out. They love me and they pray for me and we talk all the time. But people don't want to hang out with an exorcist, and I don't blame them.
I want to hang out with you. I'll hang out with you. So
I'll hang out with you.
Hey.
Hey, Tommy in the comments on Instagram, he says, so the deceased have some attachment to Sean. That's a good question.
Well, we were in this house, I believe, was haunted prior to us moving in here. But I believe what my wife and I did for many years, a certain amount of things followed us home. And I believe my wife is also a minister in the Lutheran church. Because of what we do, I believe we're more open to that. And a lot of them are in visitation, but I believe the house was already haunted before we moved in. But they're just around. Let's say that. I know probably 24, 48 hours before my phone rings with a seriously demonic case that it's going to happen, because things will pick up here, and the things that happen here are different than just me and my wife seeing the apparition of something. Other things will happen which will alert us, oh, you're about to get another demonic case, because ordinarily I'll get cases and they're not demonic, and that stuff doesn't spike here like that. And then I go on and I just work the case. And it might be Uncle Tom or Aunt Betty that are hanging around the house watching over the family, and the family's freaked out because, you know, they're not scared, but our Aunt Betty or Uncle Tom, they need to go where they need to go, and we're a little freaked out about that. So you help out with stuff like that, or they moved into a place and the real estate agent didn't tell them, yeah, there was a death here in the home. I recommend people, when you buy old homes, go to the county assessor. Ask them to pull up all the records on that property and find out if somebody's died in the property. If they have, I'm not saying you're going to be living in a haunted home, but if stuff happens, you have a pretty good idea what's behind it. And then you can talk to ghosts as a family around the dinner table. You can talk to these ghosts and say, you're not welcome here. You're not of this time. You're of the ages. You need to go where you need to go. We don't know where that is, but it can't be here because you're freaking us out. We don't want you here. You're not welcome. And sometimes that really works really well.
Sometimes
Sean.
you need more though, right? Like you got to do more if it's bad.
If it's bad, yeah. If it's bad, you got to do more.
Sean, we only have a minute left. I might take you 2 minutes over. I got one question for you. Okay.
Sure.
And it's not really, it's more religion than than spiritual, like or a demon, I should say. When and I don't want to get political at all, so don't give me your political view at all. It's not political. But when Charlie Kirk was shot, a month ago, right? And I think you've seen that, I'm sure. Charlie Kirk being shot in the neck at the thing. Sean, I never felt something so hard for somebody I didn't know. Like, I was physically ill over this for
I was too.
weeks. Like, I felt sad. I cried over a man I never met. I would wake up crying. Like, I physically felt sad, my entire body. I was so sad I went to his memorial. And I don't know, that was the weirdest thing because I didn't know Charlie Kirk at all. Okay? Never met Charlie Kirk. Don't know much about him other than watching his videos. So it was very weird. And a lot of people said it was our souls hurting. Like, it hurt so bad that we met Charlie in heaven and our souls are hurting for him.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I'll say this. I won't get political, but I will say this to everybody watching this show. You don't have to feel it as bad or as deep as Danny felt it. I felt the same way. But if you didn't feel really bad that you witnessed the darkest of humanity at that moment, then you need help. Regardless of what side of the fence you're on, or political affiliation, or religious belief system, or not, if you don't somewhat feel that way, then you need to talk to somebody because your thought process is incorrect.
Well, I'll get
Exactly.
political real quick. Hey, Democrats, you need to like calm down and go get your help, okay? Because there's people trying to beat him for Halloween, and I mean,
know.
like
It's
the graphic,
Oh,
it's
really?
disturbing. There's
Disgusting,
people that
Sean.
are
It's
praising
disgusting.
it. I mean, people at our school district, they were president of the board. They're no longer. There's people that got fired over things for just mocking it, saying that it was okay, and it's like he deserved it. No, what is wrong with you? Like, it doesn't matter what political party you are. What is wrong with you as a human? Like, are you evil? Like, they're evil.
And Sean, I believe there is more evil on this planet than ever right now. I do. I can feel it.
That's why you got to be very careful where you go, what you say, what you do. They're all around. They're listening at all times. I tell people all the time, what do you think you did to cause this to happen? The only thing I can think of, Father Sean, was the other day I was joking around with a buddy of mine at work because I hate my job. And I said, you know what? He's trying to get a little religious with me. And I said to him, I would rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. And he says, and I trace back to things changing for me at that moment. I go, that was it. That was it. You got to be careful what you say, because we don't know what all the rules are. We know what a lot of the rules are, but we don't know what all the rules are, and they play by rules. If you give an entity, a demonic entity, the slightest impression or idea that you've given it permission to attach, it's over. It's on you like I don't know what to tell you. They get on you.
So, Sean, we'll end the show, but I just want to say thank you for coming on. We are definitely going to work together. Angela wants to work with you. Pete wants. Well, we're not sure about Pete. Pete might stay out of the house. We might get him to come in the house, but we want to do that. And I'm telling you, we're going to do it. I promise you, I'm going to make it happen. I want to work with you again, Sean. Sean, could you just throw a blessing over us before the show ends? Sound good?
I hope he doesn't disappear.
Do we have time for a prayer or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This was a quick one, but it's important because of what we spoke about today.
All right.
This will be quick. I know you're probably getting ready to cut out of here. You ready?
No, go ahead, take your time. No,
Take
we're
your
no
time.
rush. Yeah, we're no rush. It's going to give a blessing to all of us.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, I offer up this prayer to Angela, Danny, and everybody that's watching the show. Lord Jesus Christ, in thy name, I ask thee to bind and silence all powers and forces that do not accept thee as Lord and King, in the air, in the water, in the ground, the netherworld, and nature, and the spiritual world. I ask thee to bind all demonic action and demonic communication. Lord, seal this whole place, all of us here, and all our intentions in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Mary, We ask thee to surround us with thy mantle of protection and crush Satan's power in our lives. St. Michael the Archangel, we ask you and all our guardian angels to defend us in battle against Satan and the powers of darkness. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sean. And listen, guys, you can follow Sean. He actually has a reality show called Legion of Exorcist. Eli Roth, where's that at? What's is that on Paramount?
It
HBO Max.
premiered, yeah, HBO Max. It premiered on Travel Channel. You can still get it if you have Travel on Demand, but streaming on HBO Max. It's actually streaming on every streaming service, and it's in the middle of a world tour right now. I hear from fans in the UK and Germany and all kinds of places around the world. The Philippines reaching out to me all the time how much they love the show and stuff. So it's kind of on a world tour right now.
Sean, can we have you back as a guest again?
Oh, absolutely, brother. And I have to get the two of you on my show. I'm booked till, I got a new book coming out tomorrow called Help Me, I'm Haunted.
Okay.
And it's the inspiration. I co-wrote it with my co-host, Annette Munich, and several other leading paranormal figures in the industry have contributed articles to it. And the book's inspiration was all the years of people that have reached out to me with issues and problems. I've written all that down. And so we address all those problems in this book. And it's called Help Me, I'm Haunted. And it's going to be on sale on Amazon tomorrow.
And you know what? We'll promote it for you, Sean. I promise you.
For
Next
sure.
podcast, I'll get a copy and I'll promote it for you.
Okay.
I'll read it. I'm going to read it.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Listen, Sean, we'll have you back again. Thank you all. We'll see you next Thursday, 6 p.m.
Sean.
Pacific.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
It's later.
Do the cash walk, do the cash walk. Hey, I'm leaving flaming footprints on the asphalt. Pop your collar, twist your wrist, do the cash walk. I'm dropping dollars while you're wishing on a scratch off. My hollow mama list, she just hit the jackpot. I'm leaving flaming footprints on the asphalt. Pop your collar, twist your wrist, do the cash walk. I'm dropping dollars while you're wishing on a scratch off. My hollow mama list, she just hit the jackpot. I'm leaving flaming footprints on the asphalt. Pop your